Hello, I'm Tectonic. When we think about numbers, we usually picture the symbols 0 through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, it seems so fundamental, so universal. But what if I told you that this system, our familiar base 10, is just one of countless ways the human mind has devised to quantify the world? The universe of mathematics is far richer and more diverse than just the 10 fingers on our hands might suggest. Across cultures and throughout history, people have developed extraordinary and fascinating methods for counting, each a unique window into their world, their environment, and their way of thinking. Today, we're going on a journey beyond the decimal point. We'll explore how some cultures use their entire bodies as a calculator, how others build complex arithmetic from subtractions, and how ancient societies kept records with simple notches on a stick. These aren't just historical curiosities, they are profound expressions of human ingenuity. They remind us that the abstract concept of a number can be anchored to the physical world in ways that are both deeply practical and beautifully poetic. So, get ready to expand your numerical horizons. We're about to explore the cosmic diversity of counting, from the highlands of Papua New Guinea to the islands of Polynesia, and even back to medieval Europe. We'll see that the story of numbers is not a single linear path but a branching, intricate web of human creativity. It's a story that reveals as much about ourselves as it does about mathematics. Let's begin. Let's travel first to the remote highlands of Papua New Guinea, home to the Oksapmin people. Here, the concept of counting takes on a wonderfully physical form. Instead of an abstract base system, the Oksapmin have traditionally used a remarkable body counting method. It's a system of 27 distinct points, starting with the thumb on one hand and traveling up the arm, across the head and down the other side. Imagine that. Your own body is the number line. The number 1 is the thumb, 5 is the wrist, 9 is the earlobe, and 14 is the nose, the very center of your face. This isn't just a simple tally. The sequence is precise and culturally ingrained. To count, an Oksapmin person would point to each body part in order, a tangible and embodied act of enumeration. This system is perfectly suited for a society where written numerals were not part of the tradition. It's portable, it's always with you, and it's deeply intuitive once you learn the path. It also raises a fascinating question. How does your method of counting shape your understanding of quantity? For the Oksapmin, a number isn't just a symbol, it's a location on your own person. The number 27, the final point on the little finger of the other hand, represents a full cycle. To count higher, they would begin the cycle again. This system demonstrates a profound connection between the human body and the abstract world of mathematics. It's a reminder that the tools we use to think with, whether it's our fingers, our limbs, or a supercomputer, fundamentally shape the thoughts themselves. The universe of numbers for the Oksapmin begins and ends with the human form. It's a personal cosmos of calculation. Now let's journey to West Africa, to the Yoruba people of Nigeria. Their traditional counting system is a masterpiece of mathematical complexity, operating primarily in base 20 or a vigesimal system. Why base 20? One common theory is that it comes from counting all 20 digits, 10 fingers and 10 toes. This alone isn't unique, but the way the Yoruba construct their numbers is where the true genius lies. Their system is not just additive like ours, it's heavily subtractive. It's a linguistic and mental workout. For instance, the number 35 isn't thought of as 30 plus 5. Instead, it's expressed as 5 less than 40. 40 is ogoji, which is 2 times 20. So 35 is marundilagoji. Similarly, 46 would be constructed as 4 plus 40 plus 2, but 45 would be 5 less than 50. This intricate dance between addition, subtraction, and multiplication makes the Yoruba system one of the most complex in the world. It requires a high degree of mental arithmetic just for everyday transactions. Imagine learning this as a child. Your brain would be wired to see numbers not as single points on a line but as relationships, as distances from the nearest multiple of 10 or 20. It's like solving a small puzzle for every number you want to say. This demonstrates that efficiency isn't always the primary driver in the evolution of a system. Sometimes, a system can evolve to reflect a certain cognitive elegance or a cultural preference for a particular kind of logic. The Yoruba system is a testament to the brain's incredible capacity for complex, non-linear mathematical thought. From the warmth of West Africa, we now travel to the icy landscapes of the Arctic, home to the Inuit peoples. Their languages, part of the Eskimo Aleut family, also traditionally use a base 20 or vigesimal system. Just like the Yoruba, the likely origin is the 20 digits of the hands and feet. In an environment where survival depends on precision, counting seals, tracking days of darkness, or dividing resources, having a robust system is critical. The Inuit system is beautifully adapted to this reality. The structure is often quite clear. For example, in some dialects, the word for 20, Inuk Nalugu, literally means a whole person. This powerfully connects the numerical base to the human form. To count to 40, you might say 2 people. The number 30 might be expressed as 1 person and 10 on the second. The numbers are built up in a logical, additive way, referencing this fundamental unit of a whole person. It's a system grounded in the most immediate and relatable concept, ourselves. This base 20 system extends throughout the vocabulary, influencing how larger numbers are conceptualized and expressed. Words for 400, 20 times 20, and even 8,000, 20 times 20 times 20, have been documented, showing a system capable of handling large-scale enumeration long before contact with base 10 cultures. It's a powerful example of how a counting system can be both practical for daily life, counting sled dogs or fish, and sophisticated enough to scale up to cosmic proportions. It's a numerical language born from the ice, reflecting a deep, holistic view of the person as the measure of all things. Let's step back in time, to medieval Europe. In an era when parchment was expensive and literacy was rare, how did governments and individuals keep track of debts and transactions? The answer is beautifully simple and remarkably effective: the tally stick. These were pieces of wood, often hazelwood, on which notches of varying sizes were carved to represent sums of money. It was a physical, tangible accounting system that served as both a record and a receipt for centuries. The true genius of the tally stick was its security. After the notches were carved, the stick was split lengthwise. The debtor would keep one half, called the foil, and the creditor would keep the other, larger half, called the stock. This is where we get the modern financial term, stocks. Because the wood grain and the splitting process were unique to each stick, the two halves would match perfectly, making it nearly impossible to forge. To settle a debt, you simply brought your half back to match it with the other. This system was used for everything from recording small personal loans to managing the entire tax revenue of the British government. In fact, the British Exchequer used tally sticks until 1826. The eventual disposal of the vast collection of old tally sticks led to a famous, if unfortunate, event. In 1834, the decision to burn the remaining sticks in a furnace under the House of Lords resulted in a massive fire that destroyed most of the original Palace of Westminster. It's a dramatic end to a system that was, for hundreds of years, the bedrock of European finance, a wooden internet of its day. Our final stop takes us to the remote islands of Mangareva in French Polynesia. Here we find a truly remarkable and unexpected system, a society that, long before Leibniz or the invention of the computer, was using a form of binary arithmetic. The Mangarevan people developed a unique hybrid system that combined a base 10 structure with a binary-like counting scheme for certain items. They had specific words for 1, 2, 4, and 8, and they would combine these to represent other numbers. When counting valuable items like coconuts or large fish, they wouldn't just count one by one. Instead, they used a system of powers of 2. The word takau meant 10, pawa meant 20, tatawa meant 40, and varu meant 80. Notice the pattern: it's 10 times 1, 10 times 2, 10 times 4, and 10 times 8. To express a number like 57, they might say tatawa pawa e hitu, which translates to 40 plus 10 plus 7. They were essentially thinking in binary-coded decimal. This made large-scale counting and mental arithmetic much faster and more efficient. This discovery, made by anthropologists Andrea and Robert Bender, challenges our assumptions about the history of mathematics. It shows that the core concepts of binary, a system we associate with the highest levels of modern technology, can arise naturally from human cognition in a completely different cultural context. The Mangarevans didn't need vacuum tubes or silicon chips. They had the processing power of the human brain, which found an elegant, efficient solution for managing large quantities. It's a stunning example of convergent evolution in the world of ideas. From the body as calculator of the Oxapmin, to the subtractive puzzles of the Yoruba and the surprising binary of Mangareva, we've seen that the human approach to numbers is anything but uniform. These systems are not primitive or less evolved than our own base 10. They are sophisticated, powerful tools perfectly tailored to the cultural and cognitive worlds in which they were born. They are a testament to the incredible diversity of human thought, showing that there are many paths to understanding the universe of quantity. Each system is a language, a unique poetry for expressing the fundamental concept of how many. This journey reminds us that our own way of seeing the world is just one of many possibilities. Our base 10 system, driven by our 10 fingers, is a biological accident that became a global standard. But these other systems reveal the brain's flexibility and its capacity to create different kinds of logic. They challenge us to think more broadly about what mathematics is and what it can be. The story of counting is a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of biology, culture, and pure raw ingenuity. So, the cosmos of counting is vast, and we've only explored a few of its brightest stars. What other systems exist out there? Perhaps you know of one from your own culture or from your studies. Share it with us in the comments below. Let's continue to explore this universal yet uniquely human quest to make sense of the world, one number at a time. Thank you for watching. Keep looking up.